Hi, this is Mecyll Gaspary and I am a writer. So today I'll be sharing with you what is very important when it comes to building your own brand through blogging. Most of the bloggers do have this tendency to have this enlightenment and realize that they want to build a blog. Or just because I said that when you have a blog as a writer, it leverages your authority as a writer. And then you went through it and then bought some web hosting package, and yes, you went through it and without a plan. But that's mostly what bloggers, writers alike are doing. They just have this sense of exploration, experimentation, just to figure out what kind of things, what kind of articles, what kind of topic have a tick on them, or what works, what not. And they launch a blog and then just write some random posts, and they realize that there are just crickets. No one is listening to them, no audience or whatsoever. And if you want to monetize your writing, we know that our content should be read by readers. That's what our writers are for, right? We need our readers to read our content and appreciate what we have written there. But the top problem among bloggers, writers who become bloggers, is that they didn't realize that it requires a lot of planning. So, as I said in my previous videos, it takes guts, it takes hard work to build a blog. But when you do it right, it goes well, and it opens a lot of opportunities you ever couldn't think of. But only you do it right. Why do you think it is a bad start in the first place? And that reminded me of Eckhart Tolle, who said that don't build a house without a foundation. At first glance, you may think it opposes to what I've said many times in my previous videos, where you can just explore and figure out what works for you or not. But without the sense of foundation of what you're doing, you don't understand your why, you don't understand what is the golden circle. If you read Simon Sinek's book and get familiarized at least the basics of what he's talking about, if you don't know your why, you don't know where you're going through, and you don't know the direction of your writing at all, and it leads to several problems as a freelance writer or content writer. And even if it's full-time, it makes you feel stuck. You just don't know where you're going, and you just don't understand the obstacles in between. The struggles feel like heavy burdens on your shoulders because you just don't understand the point of all of these things. But if you know your purpose as a writer, even if you're working as a content writer, freelance writer, or whatsoever, or you just blog just to leverage your authority, if you know where you're going and understand why you have to go through all this hell, then it makes writing much more purposeful. Am I getting sense? So, it is indeed a bad start in the first place because you don't have foundation. You don't have a concrete plan of what you're trying to build on your site in the first place. You just act on impulse, which is not helpful at all. And let's say you don't know your market audience yet because you just started your website and you just started writing, you just don't have any idea. Talk to yourself. Who are you? And just focus there. Talk to yourself as if you're talking to a friend, or talking to yourself from a third perspective. If you're going through all this hell, why not talk to this person? It's something only brave people could do, just talk to themselves. And you may think it's a crazy idea to start there, but it's one of the best things that you could actually do. Because you are the only person who knows your own story, and no other person could speak on behalf of you. So if you don't know who you're targeting, or if you just started and you still don't have Google Analytics or whatever metrics that you could refer for your target market, then you could just talk to yourself. Whatever problems, whatever that matters to you, start from there. And then you'll figure out. It goes big, actually. For example, I tried everything, every niche that you could ever think. Well, except for tech, I guess. But I tried working for real estate. I tried working for gossip, entertainment, celebrity, blah blah out there. I tried writing different digital marketing strategies, blogging, whatever I could think of actually. But what makes me tick is writing. Writing about writing. It's crazy, but the passion that I have for writing and my obsession towards writing is there. And that's very important because you have to keep your drive running in the long run. And we're talking about at least 6 months to 2 years in the making. This is not a short-term shot. This is not Las Vegas, You're not just betting one night and you're hoping for millions later on. It's not. It's a long-term plan. It's a long-term plan, my friends. And without foundation, and you're not brave enough to talk to yourself about certain things that matter to you most, then we'll have a problem. You'll be like me in the past where I just tried to be someone else. I tried to be a digital marketer, content marketer, 100%. But in the long run, I lost the passion, I lost the drive, and it led to writer's block in mid-2019. And for 3 months, I couldn't write a thing. I couldn't write a word. And it's frustrating for a writer. Unable to write even on diaries and not even high diary. Seriously. And it was very hard for me to hold a pen. And I don't want you to experience the same thing like writer's block because it's extremely painful. And after that, after I slowly geared myself towards recovery from writer's block, I tried to respect. Yes, I tried to respect what kind of topics would make me feel passionate again. And that's where I got the idea where, well, I could just talk about myself or just talk with myself. And if you notice from the posts, I've been using second perspective you, and I was just actually talking with myself. And that's very important for bloggers, for writers. If you are writing any piece of content, you just imagine yourself as you in a third person perspective. You're just talking with yourself as a friend in a different perspective. And that helps a lot in your content writing process, whatever it is, for yourself, for your website, for your clients. But yeah, just talk with yourself. It's the basic, but often difficult choice to make when you don't know your target market yet. And lastly, the mistake most writers, most bloggers do when they start building their website or blogs is having no blog launch plan. You need a plan. Just like anything else you want to do, you have to have a plan, at least some general idea of the steps of what you're going to do to have it much more organized, and you just don't, let's see what happens. For sure, it's okay to be flexible, but at least you have an idea what you're going to do with your website, especially if you're already investing some bucks in it. I started my website with at least more or less $50 from my pocket, and that's at least 40% of my salary at the time. And I spent my last cent of my salary just to build a website because I know my blog will take me anywhere. And I just don't know what. And almost 3 years after I started my blog, www.mgaspary.com, I was fortunate enough. To work with different clients who are willing to pay me higher than I think I deserve. And that's the lesson for today, really, for you writers. You need to build a blog to leverage your brand, of course, but you can just do it with impulse. You can't just jump in certain actions without thinking about it first. And above all, you can't just jump into something wherein you could spend lots of money, although it's not really like a big amount. But the fact that you're spending money or your salary for your website, for instance, at least you have a blog launch plan, a foundation. Give yourself a sense of foundation of what you're trying to build for yourself. When you create content that resonates with your audience more, the more likely they will like to connect with you and follow you or purchase what you have to offer, enroll in your courses or whatsoever you have in the future. Of course, it takes a lot of time, it's hard work, but when you do it consistently and with a solid plan, you can leverage yourself better than you could ever imagine. So that's all for today, and I hope you learned a lot of things today, and see you next time. Bye!